Hello, Jay here. Welcome to Intermediate Guitar Chapter 11. Okay, we're going to be wrapping up hitting our bar chords in every key in the next two chapters. So for this chapter, we're going to look at the key of A sharp, and we'll play A sharp major and A sharp minor bar chords. Also want to point out that A sharp and harmonically is the same key as B flat, and B flat's actually a pretty nice way to think about these chords, but I'm going sharps in this particular book, so we'll be talking about the A sharp side, but also just want to keep that in mind that all of our sharp keys, you could look at them two different ways, from the flat side or the sharp side. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an A sharp major bar chord. I want to point out for our A sharp, we'll be playing it today on our first fret on the A string or the fifth string, but it's also equally accessible on your sixth fret on your low sixth string. So you're going to definitely have some options, and sometimes it depends on the chord progression or the song where you want to play these chords, but A sharp can be played pretty much first fret fifth string or sixth fret low string, and they both are great. We'll be targeting our first fret on the fifth string. Let's go ahead and make our major bar chord. This is the same bar chord we've been using for our fifth string. So my index finger is on the first fret fifth string. I'm going to bar with my ring finger and get my third frets on the fourth, third, and second string, and I'm going to make contact and mute my low sixth string, arch out of my bar chord, and mute my first string with my ring finger. There's your A sharp major. Okay, I'm going to give you some mini versions of these chords too. So for A sharp mini number 1, we're going to do ring finger on the third fret third string, pinky's on the third fret second string, index is on the first fret first string. And then for A sharp mini number 2, just add your middle finger to the third fret on the fourth string. And then I just want to point out, if you're using these mini versions, when we strum, just be selective with your strumming and only strum the higher strings. Okay, let's make an A sharp minor bar chord. It's going to be our same shape we've been using on the fifth string. So I have my index finger on the first fret fifth string, ring fingers on the third fret fourth string, pinkies on the third fret third string, middles on the second fret second string, and then barring to get my first fret on the first string with my index finger, making some contact to mute my low sixth string. And there's your A sharp minor bar chord. Okay, here's a couple minis for A sharp minor mini number 1. We're going to go ring finger, third fret third string, middle's on the second fret second string, and then index is on the first fret first string. For A sharp minor mini number 2, swap your pinky where your ring was, and now put the ring finger on the third fret fourth string. This chapter's strum pattern is going to feature some 8th notes and some 16th notes. When you see the box without a bottom, that's a down strum, and an arrow pointing down is an up strum. Okay, we're going to have 8th notes on beat 1, so just 2 down strums for that. Beats 2, 3, and 4 are going to be 16th notes, and we'll go down, up on each beat. Here's the pattern without a chord. 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll just be playing each of these one time, but I recommend repeat all these 8 to 12 times. Check out some different tempos, slow, medium, and fast. Okay, grab your A sharp major chord, and don't forget that this is also a B flat major chord, so A sharp and B flat, same concept. Okay, we're going to go 4 bars with our pattern. Here we go. 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. I recommend incorporating a metronome. I'm going to have my click at 60 beats a minute, and here's number 1 with a click. 1 and 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, for number 2, we're going to go 4 bars with a sharp minor chord. 1, 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, for number 3, we're going to have an 8-bar progression. We're going to go 4 bars of A sharp major into 4 bars of A sharp minor. 1, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, for number 4, we're going to go 2 bars of A sharp major into 2 bars of A sharp minor. 1, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, for number 5, we're going to go 1 bar of A sharp major into 1 bar of A sharp minor. 1, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. Okay, for the next numbers, we're going to include some chords from previous chapters along with some rhythms that we've talked about. So for number 6, we're going to start off with an A sharp major. We'll go normal pattern for bar 1. Bar 2's normal pattern, but we'll have a half note for beats 3 and 4. We're going to switch it to an F major chord, and that's going to start with a half note for the first 2 beats on bar 3, and then we'll resume our normal pattern for beats 3 and 4, and then normal pattern on bar 4. Okay, so for your F major bar chord, I'm just going to pivot down to my major shape built off my 1st fret on my low 6th string. So I have my index on the 1st fret 6th string, rings on the 3rd fret 5th string, pinkies on the 3rd fret 4th string, middles on the 2nd fret 3rd string, and then barring to get my 1st frets on the first 2 strings. There's your F major. Okay, here comes number 6. 1 and 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. 3, 4, 2. For number 7, we're going to start off with an A sharp minor. We're going to have a half note rest for the first 2 beats, and then we'll pick up our pattern for beats 3 and 4, normal pattern for bar 2. We'll switch it to a B major, and we'll have normal pattern for the first 2 beats, but heads up, a half note rest for beats 3 and 4 on bar 3, and then normal pattern for bar 4. And then for the B major bar chord, I'm going to be doing my 5th string or my A string rooted bar chord, major shape, just like we did on A sharp, just scooted up a half step. So now my index is on the 2nd fret 5th string, and then my ring is barring my 4th frets on my 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, and then muting my 1st and 6th string. Here's your B major. Okay, here comes number 7. 1 and 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a, rest, rest. Rest, rest. Okay, let's go to number 8. For number 8, we're going to start off with an A sharp major bar chord. We'll have normal pattern on bar 1, normal pattern on bar 2, but a quarter note rest on beat 4. We'll switch it to an A major, and we'll go normal pattern, but with a quarter note rest on beat 1, and then normal pattern for bar 4. We'll switch it to a D minor with normal pattern, but heads up, quarter note rest on beats 2 and 3, and then normal pattern for bar 6, and then we'll switch it to a D sharp major, normal pattern for bar 7, and then a whole note rest for that last bar 8. Okay, for your A major bar chord, I'm going to be doing my 6th string bar chord shape. So index is on the 5th fret 6th string, rings on the 7th fret 5th string, pinkies on the 7th fret 4th string, middles on the 6th fret 3rd string, and then barring to get my 5th frets on the first 2 strings. Here's your A major. For your D minor, I'm just going to pivot to my fifth string for my minor shape. I've got my index on the 5th fret 5th string, ring fingers on the 7th fret 4th string, pinkies on the 7th fret 3rd string, middles on the 6th fret 2nd string, and then barring to get my 5th fret on the 1st string and muting my 6th string. Okay, now after this, we're going to go to a D sharp major. Just scoot up a half step and do a major bar chord shape off your 5th string. So now I have my index on the 6th fret 5th string, barring to get my 8th frets on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string, and then muting my 1st and 6th string. And there's your D sharp major. Okay, here comes number 8. 1 and 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest. Rest, rest. Rest, 2, 3, 4. Okay, for the last one, number 9, we're going to start off with an A sharp minor. We'll have our normal pattern for bar 1. On bar 2, we'll do 2 half notes. Each of those chords will last for 2 beats. We'll switch it to a G major with 2 half notes for bar 3, and then normal pattern on bar 4. For your G major, I'm just going to be doing my major bar chord off of my 3rd fret low 6th string. So I have my index finger now on the 3rd fret 6th string, ring fingers on the 5th fret 5th string, pinkies on the 5th fret 4th string, middles on the 4th fret 3rd string, and then barring to get my 3rd frets on the first 2 strings. Here's your G major. Okay, here comes number 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. And then here's number 9 a little faster. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Okay, for this chapter scales, we're going to look at A sharp major and A sharp minor. Again, I want to point out that these are the same notes as B flat, but we're just attacking it from the sharp side. Okay, first of all, let's just acknowledge our notes. For this one, for the major scale, we have an A sharp, a C, D, D sharp, F, G, A sharp. Now, you're going to notice we have like natural notes and sharp notes. I am avoiding double sharps and notes like E sharp or an F flat. So, trying to do it for more of the natural notes that we usually call out. Okay, now there are some lead up notes to our A sharp. So on your low 6th string, we'll go 1 to 3, and then an open 5th string. And then that'll take us to our A sharp on our 1st fret 5th string, and we'll go 1 to 3. On your 4th string, open 1, 3. 3rd string, open 2, 3. There's our A sharp, that's our first octave. Let's keep going up. 1, 3, 4 on the 2nd string. And then on your 1st string, 1, 3, 5, 6. And then here's your 2nd octave A sharp. Okay, now bringing it back down, we'll go 5, 3, 1. 2nd string, 4, 3, 1. 3rd string, 3, 2 open. 4th string, 3, 1 open. 5th string, 3 to 1. Okay, now I always recommend to work our 4 basic rhythms: quarter notes, 8th notes, 8th note triplets, and 16th notes. So let's start off with some quarter notes, just 1 on each note, and I'm going to start right on the A sharp. 3, 4. Okay, for 8th notes, you could do 1 on each note or 2 on each note. I'm going to use my metronome, and I'm going to just do 1 on each note. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... For 8th note triplets, you can do 3 on each note or just 1 on each note. I'm just going to do 1 on each note. 1, 2, 3 triplet, 4 triplet. For 16th notes, you could do 4 on each note or just 1 on each note. I'm going to do 4 on each note. 1, 2, 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay, for number 2, we're going to bump our A sharp major scale into the next position higher. So on your 5th string, with our index finger, just go 1 to 3. Okay, now we're in our 3rd position, and from here we'll go 5 to 6. On your 4th string, we'll go 3 to 5. 3rd string is a 2, 3, 5. 2nd string is a 3, 4, 6. And then 1st string is a 3, 5, 6. Okay, now bringing it back down. 1st string, 5 and a 3. 2nd string, 6, 4, 3. 3rd string, 5, 3, 2. 4th string, 5, 3. And then on the 5th string, we'll go 6, 5, 3, 1. That'll take us back down to our A sharp. Okay, now I want to point out too that we're basically in our 3rd position where it's going to look like a G minor scale because G minor is the relative minor to A sharp major. And you can always use your relative majors and minors to help plot out the neck, and I definitely do that a lot. And the relative minor is built off of the 6th note of your major scale, and that will be a G in this case. Okay, let's go ahead and run our number 2, and I'm just going to do quarter notes and bypass the other rhythms, but I definitely recommend incorporate those too. Okay, here's number 2, 3, 4. Okay, now also I included 3 notes on the low 6th string for this position. So if you wanted to send it down to a G, you can also just take it down to a 6, 5, 3 on your 6th string. And that 6th fret is your A sharp 2, I want to point out. Okay, now for number 3 and 4, we're going to just connect on one string these 2 positions. So for number 3A, on your low 6th string, we'll go 1, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3. For B, on your 5th string, we'll go open 1, 3, 5, 6, 3, 1. For number C, on your 4th string, we'll go open 1, 3, 5, 3, 1. For 4A, on the 3rd string, we'll go open 2, 3, 5, 3, 2. For B, on the 2nd string, we'll go 1, 3, 4, 6, 4, 3. And then for C, on the 1st string, we'll go 1, 3, 5, 6, 5, 3. For number 5, we're going to ascend in the 1st position, take it all the way up to our highest note on the 1st string, and then descend in 3rd position. Okay, here we go. 3, 4. For number 6, we're going to ascend in our 3rd position, take it up to our highest note, climb it down on the 1st string, and then descend in our 1st position. 3, 4. Okay, now let's look at A sharp minor. For A sharp minor, our notes are going to be A sharp, C, C sharp, D sharp, F, F sharp, G sharp. To make a minor scale, we're going to take that A sharp major scale and flat the 3rd, 6th, and 7th. Okay, I'm going to give you a couple lead up notes. So on your 6th string, we'll go 1, 2, 4. 5th string, 1, 3, 4. And just want to remind that 1st fret on your 5th string is your A sharp. Okay, on the 4th string, we'll go 1, 3, 4. 3rd string, 1, 3. 2nd string, 1, 2, 4. And then 1st string, we'll go 1, 2, 4, 6. And there's your 2nd octave A sharp. Taking it back down on the first string, we'll go 4, 2, 1. Second string is a 4, 2, 1. Third string is a 3, 1. Fourth string is a 4, 3, 1. And then fifth string is a 4, 3, 1. Okay, I'm going to bypass the other rhythms. I'll just do quarter notes, but of course, hit those two. Okay, starting right on the A sharp, here's quarter notes. 3, 4. Okay, now for number 2, we're going to bump the scale up to the next position higher. Every minor has a relative major key, which is built off the third note. So we're also going to be playing a C sharp major scale. So here's my A sharp. That third note up is a C sharp. So you can also think of it as C sharp major scale. Once we get up to here, that kind of helps take care of that position. So we're going to use our index finger to climb us up. On the fifth string, let's go 1 to 3 with your index. Now we're in our third position, and we'll go 4 to 6. Okay, now on your fourth string, we'll go 3, 4, 6. On the third string, 3, 5, 6. On the second string, 4, 6, 7. And then on your first string, we'll go 4, 6, 8. And just letting you know, we're climbing up one note past our A sharp. Okay, bringing it back down, we'll go 6 to 4. On your second string, 7, 6, 4. Third string, 6, 5, 3. Fourth string is a 6, 4, 3. And then on your fifth string, we'll go 6, 4, and then 3, 1. Okay, also want to point out that there's 2 lower notes in that third position. There's also a 6 and a 4. If you want to incorporate those 2. Okay, here's that scale with quarter notes. 3, 4. Okay, for number 3 and 4, we're going to connect on one string. For 3A, on your sixth string, we'll go 1, 2, 4, 6, 4, 2. For B, we're going to connect on the fifth string. We'll go 1, 3, 4, 6, 4, 3. On your fourth string, we'll go 1, 3, 4, 6, 4, 3. For 4A, on the third string, we'll go 1, 3, 5, 6, 3. For B, on the second string, we'll go 1, 2, 4, 6, 7, 4, 2. And then on the first string, we'll go 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 6, 4, 2. Okay, for number 5, we're going to ascend in first position, take it all the way up on the first string to our highest note, and then descend it down in our third position. Here we go. 3, 4. For number 6, we're going to ascend in third position, take it up to our highest note on the first string, climb it down, and then descend in first position. 3, 4. Okay, now I always recommend to jam on your chords and scales and incorporate some improvisation. So I'm going to play an A sharp major chord and then jam some scales, and then I'll do the same with an A sharp minor chord. 3, 4. Chords. Some scales. Back to some chords, and some more scale. Okay, now I'm going to jam on an A sharp minor chord and play some A sharp minor scales. 3, 4. Some chords, some scales. Okay, for this chapter studies, we're going to be continuing with studying some intervals. And last chapter we looked at thirds and fourths. Today we're going to look at fifths and sixths. And we're going to be playing some double stops where we'll be hitting two notes at the same time. Okay, now a fifth interval is like in our power chords. So when you see an E5, they're just asking for a root in a fifth. So what we're going to do is we're going to harmonize for number 1, the first 2 low strings, and we're going to go up in fifths through the E major scale. Okay, now there's going to be a lot of power chord shapes, and then we'll also have a tritone shape or a flat 5, and we'll talk about that when we get to it. Okay, now I'll be calling these out from the lower string to the higher string. So for number 1, we'll go open in 2, and I'm just using my index finger to get that 2nd fret. Okay, now let's start climbing up. We're going to go 2 and a 4. And I'm just going to be using that power chord shape of my index and my ring for all these. Okay, now we'll climb up to a 4 and a 6, a 5 and a 7, 7, 9, 9, 11. Okay, now here comes the flat 5. It's going to be an 11 and a 12, and you could use your index in your middle, or you could use your index in your ring, either way. Okay, now we're back up to our power chord shape for a 12, 14, and that's also where we started. Just up an octave now. After 12, 14, we'll go up to a 14, 16, and then a 16, 18, and then we'll max it out at a 17, 19. And then I recommend run these up and down, and I'll go ahead and do that right now. 3, 4. Okay, now I'll be climbing up pretty high on my electric. There might be room for a little bit more, but you can max these out and stop wherever you'd like, wherever it gets a little bit too tight. And if you're doing acoustic, you know, it's definitely going to run out of some room a little bit sooner than on electric. So just play the highest ones where they feel comfortable. Okay, let's look at number 2. Now we're going to climb up and harmonize E major in sixths. And 6 is a really cool interval, really popular for some great guitar licks using sixths. And a couple different ways we can play them. We could either play them on our 6 and our 5th string, like the first example is an open and a 4. Okay, now when I get to the next one, I could do a 2 and a 6, but you're gonna notice it's a pretty big stretch on my 6 and my 5th string. So instead, I'm just gonna kick the 2nd note to the 4th string, and we're gonna skip that 5th string. So I've got my 2nd fret 6th string and my 1st fret 4th string. Okay, now you could do pick and fingers if you want to do a pick and just use your middle finger to hit that 4th string note, or you can strum it, just make sure that you're muting that 5th string. Okay, let's start climbing on up. After 2 and 1, we're going to go to a 4 and a 2, and I'm using my ring and my index. Okay, to a 5 and a 4. And then for the 1 fret stretches, I'm kind of going middle and index, just heads up. Okay, now we go to a 7, 6, 9, 7, 11, 9, 12, 11, 14, 13, 16, 14, and then to a 17, 16. Okay, here comes number 2. 3, 4. Okay, for number 3, we're going to harmonize A minor scale, and we're going to target our 5th and 4th string. We're going to start off with 5th, and then we'll go to 6th. Okay, for our 5th, going to start off with a power chord. It's going to be an open 2, open 5th string, 2nd fret 4th string. Okay, now we're going to go into the first tritone shape. For this one, it's going to be a 2 and a 3. Okay, now to a 3-5, 5-7, 7-9, 8-10, 10-12, 12-14, 14-15, there's that tritone, 15-17, and then 17-19. Okay, here comes number 3, 3, 4. For number 4, we're going to harmonize A minor now in 6th, and we're going to be doing that string skipping concept. Okay, now for the first one, we'll have an open 5th string and 3rd fret on your 4th string. Okay, now we'll start skipping the 4th string and go to our 5th and our 3rd string for all these next ones. So we'll go 2 and an open, 3 and a 2, 5-4, 7-5, 8-7, 10-9, 12-10, 14-12, 15-14, 17-16, and then 19-17. Okay, here comes number 4, 3, 4. Okay, for number 5, we're going to harmonize D major, and we're going to be targeting the 4th and 3rd string for these next ones. So let's start off with some 5ths. Okay, going to start off with an open and a 2. Now we'll go 2-4, 4-6, 5-7, 7-9, 9-11, and then here's the tritone, 11-12, 12-14, 14-16, 16-18, and then 17-19. Okay, here comes number 5, 3, 4. Okay, for number 6, we're going to start climbing up, doing 6th in D major still, and all of these will be splitting it up between the 4th and the 2nd string, skipping the 3rd string. Okay, first one's going to be an open and an open. For a 2-2, I'm going to use my middle and my ring, and that's the shape. Those are the fingers I'll be doing for when we have our 6th on the same frets. Middle and ring. You can also go index and middle if you like to. Okay, next one is a 4 and a 3. I'm using my middle and my index. Then a 5-5, 7-7, 9-8, 11-10, 12-12, 14-14, 16-15, 17-17, and 19-19. Okay, here's number 6, 3, 4. I'm going to do number 6 now. Instead of using my pick and my fingers, I'm just going to strum it and mute that middle string. I'm just going to use my finger just for the very first one. Okay, for number 1, we're gonna now harmonize A major, and we're gonna target our 3rd and 2nd string. Okay, I wanna just point out some of our shapes are gonna change a little bit now. So for this one, as we're gonna do 5ths, we're gonna start right away with a flat 5 shape, or the tritone. This is gonna be a 1 and a 3. I'm using my index and my ring on the 3rd and 2nd string. Okay, now we're gonna start going into some 5th shape, and it's gonna look like a power chord, and just note the stretch with these 2 strings. It's gonna be a 2 and a 5. Now we'll go to a 4 and a 7, a 6 and a 9, 7, 10, 9, 12, 11, 14, 13, 15, that's that tritone, 14, 17, and then we'll max it out at a 16, 19. Okay, here goes number 1, 3, 4. Number 2, we're going to do 6th in A major, and for all these we'll be doing our 3rd and 1st string, skipping the 2nd string. Okay, for the first one we'll go 1 open, 2 2, 4 4, 6 5, 7 7, 9 9, 11 10, 13 12, 14 14, 16 16, 18 17, and then we'll max it out at 19 19. Okay, here comes number 2, 3, 4. Number 3, we're going to target our first 2 strings now, and we'll go into the key of G major. Okay, for 5ths, for our very first one, we'll have an open 2nd string and 2 on the 1st string. Okay, next one's going to be 1 3. Then we'll go to a 3 5, 5 7. Here's the tritone, it's a 7 8. Now to an 8 10, to a 10 12. 12 14, 13 15, 15 17, and then we'll max it out at a 17 19. Okay, I also want to point out that we're back to kind of our normal power chord shape. Okay, here comes number 3, 3 4. Okay, now for 6th, since we're on the first 2 strings, we won't be skipping a string, and we're just going to be doing that larger stretch. Okay, now for your first one, we're going to have an open 2nd string and 3rd fret 1st string. Okay, next one's going to be a 1 5. I'm using my index and my pinky. Now we'll go 3 7. Now we'll go 5 8. Up to 7 10, 8 12. 10, 14, 12, 15, 13, 17, and we'll max it out at a 17, 19. Okay, here comes 6 on the first 2 strings. 3, 4. Okay, now for number 5 and 6, I'm just going to do some licks using some 5ths and 6ths. For number 5A, we're going to do some 6. We'll start off on our 3rd and 1st string with a 4 4, down to a 2 2, and then we'll do a hammer-on the 3rd string from an open to a 1st fret with the open 1st string. Okay, this one will sound like this. Okay, for 5B, we're going to slide up into a fifth on the fourth and third string, and that'll be a 5-7. And we'll take it down to a 3-5, same string. And then resolving to a 2 on the fourth string with an open second string. So this will sound like this. Okay, for 5C, we're gonna do some sixths. We'll start off on the fourth and second string with a 7-7, take it down to a 6-6, back up to a 7-7, and then into a 7-10 on your third and your second string. And that's a fifth shape right there. So this one will sound like this. Using some chromatic notes and some resolutions for that one. For number 6A, we're gonna do some fifths in E minor. Let's go ahead and start off on, this will be all on the fifth and fourth string. It'll be a 7-9, up to a 10-12, to a 9-11, and then sliding from a 5-7 to a 7-9. Okay, this one will sound like this. Okay, now back to some sixths. For 6B, we'll go up to the third and first string. First one, this is all going to be in the key of A. The first one's going to be a 6 and a 5 to a 7-7, 8-8, 9-9, step back down to an 8-8, 7-7 to a 6-5. This one will sound like this. Kind of shows you some of the fun with six, especially in guitar. All sorts of great licks we can play, and you can make them snappy, you can phrase them however you want, but super fun. It's fun to do. You can even get a little chicken in there. All those fun tones you might have heard before. A lot of times we're using intervals like a sixth. Okay, for number 6C, let's go into the key of C. We're going to start off with a 3 and a 5, a fifth shape on your fifth and your fourth string. Okay, now fifth string and third string, we're gonna skip that fourth string. We'll do a 5-4, 7-5, and then back down to a 5-4. Okay, this one will sound like this. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I'll look forward to seeing you for chapter 12. Take care.